It's recording. What do you want to talk about?
So the good friends over at Xbox provided us with a code to a game that I actually was anticipating after playing the trial there. We got the trial through EA Play on Game Pass, and we all got to try NHL 22. And I have to say, before we dive into it, I'm excited about this game. And I'm playing it a lot. And to one of my co-hosts on Three Dads, Waba, like I was like, I like this game. Like I literally am going in and playing it every day. And I haven't liked an NHL game in, I don't know, since NHL 15. I think that's the one with Brodeur on the front cover. But Matt, as someone that isn't as familiar with hockey,
yeah,
what are your thoughts?
I absolutely love it. I am casual hockey player, fan, person with the stick and the puck. No, I like hockey, but I am very casual with it. I've skipped several years of NHL games. I've always enjoyed playing them whenever I do pick them up. And thankfully through EA Play, I've been able to try out a couple more over the last few years anyways. This one, jumping in, being very fast and loose with controls and understanding all the mechanics. I went from like beginner mode and demolish guys. Then I immediately switched over into semi-pro. And after a few games, I'm pretty much hooked. Like, I really love it. For me on my end, I love the commentary. I love how easy it is for me to be able to get into the game as being very casual to it, to understand the controls. There's a ton to learn, obviously, but for me, I kind of got it down and I'm enjoying myself. And there's enough competition in there. The AI is strong enough where it's balanced. It's not hyper aggressive on stuff or they're just blowing me out of the water. I've had really competitive games where I'm like edge of my seat playing this thing. And that's different for me in a sports game because I'll play Madden almost every year. I'll play MLB The Show, and yes, different sports, different feels for those games, but yeah, this is the first one in a long time across sports games where I'm paying hard attention to it.
What was the last NHL that you ever played?
Gosh, you're probably into, what year are we in? 2022? 20. Yeah. I dabbled into NHL 20, I think.
Okay.
NHL 1920 is when I dabbled into it.
I'm trying to get because one of the biggest improvements I've found with this game is it feels next gen. The presentation on this game on my Xbox Series X is just crazy pants. Like, it looks so good. The lighting, I'm really liking the new engine because as someone that is, I wouldn't call myself a hockey purist. Yes and no. Okay, you know what? I'm a hockey purist. I'm a huge hockey fan, and I used to have such a problem when I was playing online or playing and watching people play when you could just make passes and do whatever you wanted. And I'm like, well, you can't do that in hockey. Like, you can't just backhand pass perfectly at all times. So I do love that the passing it feels more real. Mm-hmm. That the fact that you need to aim properly. You can't just press pass and it goes to the guy that you want it to go. You can't press up and pass. You just can't do that. I find that the defense make better decisions. I have found for some reason, so go try this out. Everybody's doing this. If you've ever played 1994 NHL, where you can go in the corner and then come out in a perfect L and cut across the crease and score, it works every time. And it hasn't worked in a game because it's something I try every single time. It works in this game. I think it's hilarious. Maybe it's an homage to the old game. I don't know. You go in the corner, come out, make an L. You're going to score on the goalie almost every single time. It's actually hilarious. But you need to be on your forehand and not your backhand to do it. So It has to be a player that is on their forehand and doing it. And I find it only works when I'm using a left shot guy. So I have to go in the corner, come out, score every time. Like, every time. It's hilarious.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yes, I wanted to know your presentation. What do you think?
Like you, I am blown away by it because, again, I'm comparing aesthetics, like, probably unfairly to other sports franchises. But playing NHL, I love the dynamic of the crowd. I love the lighting, how it's reflecting on the ice. I love that you're just getting, like, the indentations and you're actually getting skate lines and everything on the ice from their skates. Commentary for me is a big one, and I actually really enjoy the commentary in this game.
Sobalski.
Yeah, I don't find it overly repetitive. When there's big hits and I knock a guy into the corner, they call it and they talk about just kind of how the game is playing out. So I'll be in the third period and it's still nothing. And they're talking up like how hard it's been or whatever. I found those things, those are important to me because it just brings you into the game and it makes you feel like you're just watching TV presentation broadcast. So kudos to them because I thought it's just very well done. Menu design and layout is always something that I always look at because I look at other EA franchises and I'm like, this is too much, too cumbersome. The NBA 2K games I play as well. And for some of it, I just don't like how much stuff they're trying to throw at you or they're trying to color it up too much. It gets in the way. This is snappy, quick, easy to get into games. It's not convoluted. I can go and pick the Leafs and play against Boston and I can just get into the game right
game
away.
7. Good. That's good. But it's also the very first NHL that I've played Chell and actually wanted to collect cards. And I think that's what they want because that's where people are putting in their money. We were lucky enough to get our code from Xbox. I greatly appreciate it. And the version it came with gave us some extra packs, which was fantastic. It was the Xfactor edition.
So talk to us about the Xfactor, about that. Because, yes, we both got the Xfactor editions and they got the additional players, right?
The difference is it's going to give you players on certain teams. It will give you a player that has what's called the X Factor. Now, the way I see it and the way they talk about it on their webpage here. So I'll talk about how they say on their webpage. So the game-changing system lets you unleash unique player abilities that make the stars feel like them as the influence games in the new way. Reserved for and inspired by the league's most elite players, Superstar X Factor abilities separate the best from the rest in tangible ways that you can feel that they're on the ice. Now, in my packs, I was able to get 2 X Factors. I got Austin Matthews and I got Brad Marchand. I've been playing Chell. I had them on my team. They're on my second line because I had other players. But when that second line goes out, for some reason in overtime, I've gotten 2 games into overtime. Both Marchand and Matthews have scored. Whether they're rated high or not, the X Factor it feels like I get a little bit of an edge of what they're rated in. With Marchand, it's that quick shot, and with Matthews, it's his overall dominance. But I'm addicted to Chell. Like, I'm wanting to get packs. I'm going in every day, and I like the fact I like the challenge that you can do. I wish, because you can go play certain teams and you get points and you can get cards and you can get packs that way. I've talked to other people that play online, like Waba, and he doesn't like that part. He just plays online. But for myself, I wish they could have in challenge modes where like I could play Game 7, Leafs Bruins, and I could be the Leafs. I can't believe I'm saying this. And have to beat the Bruins. I mean, you beat the Bruins and you're down 4-1 going in the third period.
You want those moments.
You want to relive the moment, right? So like the Bruins beat the Leafs with like 3 minutes left in the game and they were down 4-1 and embarrassed them like forever. So I want that moment so that Leaf fans can always feel that moment over and over and over again, except on the anniversary when I tweeted out and let Leaf fans know that over and over again that they lose to the Bruins in Game 7.
So MLB The Show has that, and I do. That is something that I do love, is going back because I watch so much baseball, particularly mid-late 90s, and there's so much history in there.
But NHL 22 doesn't really have it.
I know, that's what I'm saying is the bummer, is that NHL does not have that element, and that would be something to improve on down the road, is include those key moments.
But they focus on Chell, which I get it. It's where the money is. It's where the packs are. But I am actually wanting to unlock players and make my team better and play. And I've never wanted to do that. And I think it has a lot to do with the visualizations and the presentation of the game and the fact that it plays more like hockey than I've ever seen a video game play. I feel like my defensemen aren't chickens with their heads cut off. I feel like the team I'm playing against is actually, the AI is actually getting better and learning, and I can't just do the same thing over and over again. There's a lot to like about this game.
I played a game last night, and I was Boston. I was going up against the Sabres, and what I note, and the night before that, I was Boston versus Toronto, because I was doing my season mode.
Philly. It would have been Philly, but anyways, keep going. I'm looking at the schedule in my head.
No. I was playing my season mode.
Oh, okay.
As Boston, So I went up against the Sabres, and I noticed that I'm like, well, everything feels different, plays differently against the teams, obviously, and that's a good thing. And I felt like the Sabres were keeping everything really tight on defense, and I wasn't able to crack that get my first goal until second period. And it just felt good dynamic versus when I played the Leafs, I scored in the first 2 minutes, and then I was just
they had no defense.
I was knocking them around.
Man, most people do.
Aha! Yeah. But I was, you know what, Corey? I think what we have for this episode too is just that difference of you playing these games and knowing hockey way more than I do, and coming from that side of it versus myself being very casual. And I think that they've really nailed something here with the formula that they're going with. It seems to work, and you make a good point too with how the actual game controls and handles. My kind of hesitation with the NHL games is not that the controls are complicated, but you either got passing is way too easy, and you're just like pass, and it's perfect. And I hate that. Or it's going to be kind of maybe too much in the other direction where I feel like I don't have a good control over this. This right now feels balanced, where I am actually making those passes, but I have to actually try and line it up. Some are, dead on, whatever, but as soon as I'm getting halfway up the ice, I'm actually starting to do a lot more strategy and having to hit those passes, and then even just trying to hit if I'm going to make a shot. What type of shot, if I'm going to go for a slap shot or not. By the way, I do go for lots of slap shots because I'm an idiot.
Low percentage chance, just for future reference. One-timers, wrist shots, bang plays. Slap shots, not so much.
Okay, well, then I need.
But that's also what I like about this game. You're learning hockey, and like I've said before, I've been buying EA Sports since NHLPA 93 on the Sega Genesis.
Nice.
I've bought every single version of this game. And I would say for the last 7 years, I've been extremely disappointed. Last year, I was so disappointed that I played it for about a month, and I never went back, and I deleted it off my console. I was so angry. I got to the point where I was like, I wish I could ask for a refund, because I felt they just gave me a garbage game. And it is what it is. I get it. I'm not the developer. I don't know what they have to do. They're putting out a game every year. Yeah. That can't be easy.
Yeah.
It really can't be. But this year, I'm so grateful that this game, as a hockey fan, it's awesome. Like, I kind of want to play it right now.
Sweet. Well, let us know in the comments below, everybody. What do you think of NHL 22? Did you pick it up? Are you going to pick it up? But let us know your thoughts on the game. Is it hitting for you like it hit for me and Court? Thanks for watching, everybody. See ya.